Welcome to ATB-TV. I'm Darren Dance here with Peter Morganti at Manningtree Park on Thursday afternoon. Sitting here in the lounge room in front of the fire, Peter.
Make a good coffee too, Darren.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yes.
Well, we're here in spring and no doubt from what you've seen, the foals continue to arrive, Peter, and we've been out and had a look at a few over in the stables tonight, and you got a couple of photos to throw up.
I'll pop them up, long espresso and
Long espresso, yep, had a lovely filly by Invincible.
yeah, more bubbly and her.
Written Tycoon.
Yeah, and
That's a pea in a pot, isn't it?
yeah, unbelievable. The markings are almost as if they've been painted on the foreheads. It's just unbelievable.
And Kaltara with her
yeah.
Written Tycoon colt, all boxed and spoiled out of the way.
I was going to say, and out here in the paddock is Queen Era with her little filly, was it?
Colt by Zebedee, born at
That's right.
5:30 a.m. this morning.
Would have been nice and warm there.
I didn't know, I was in bed asleep.
Probably had at least 2 hours sleep to go.
Yes, so the foals are coming thick and fast, and it's good to see so many healthy foals out there running around. So no, it's been a good week. Why don't we wind back to where you're going to take us back to on the racing side?
We'll go all the way back to last Wednesday at Sandown, where my most shiny choice is actually going to feature twice this week. Ran fifth at Sandown, beaten 4 or 5. I think probably got caught up on the wrong side of the track. I think that's how that played out that day.
Yeah, it did. His run was good. He just got on the wrong part of the track there. Sandown's very, very tired now, and in fact, right from now on, they're not going to race there to Cup Day, but the track was a mess. We did walk it late in the day and have a look, but yeah, he just got into that worst part of going, and it probably cost him running a place, but no, he's going well, that horse.
We had no runners Thursday. Friday I went up to Bendigo. We had Artie Sano run a much improved race over the mile.
Wow.
Big difference from the
D. Endel, welcome back. What a run. He ran fourth?
Beaten 3/4.
And I'll tell you what, at the 50 I thought he was going to win. I actually jumped out of my seat.
He definitely levelled up with him at the 100 and just peaked a little rather than sort of losing ground too much. He just,
It was a great run, and it's good to have that horse back, and I'm sure he's going to be winning his share of races later in the year.
Spoke to the stable. The owners would have seen that may have been a 2,000 metre run, but I think where he's now thinking he might have another one over 16 or 1700.
Good call.
Yep. The next day, we'll talk about Doom, but first we ran a slasher for second.
Well, she was $18, and I think some of them got $7 the place on the old boost bet.
Lovely.
And yeah, she was not really fancied at all, but her work had been good. She was settled back in the field, and the young apprentice rode her well.
Absolutely.
And charged to the line, to run a slashing second, and probably said, back me next start.
Yeah, all over it.
So I know, it was outstanding, and now she's come back in great order.
Seems to have the handle on her. That's appropriate, but just that 3 weeks between runs, keep her fresh and just ride it just off, and seems to be the way to go with her.
Yeah, just space of runs, and she's learning how to settle now and finish off, and as she gets deeper into her preparation, she seems to improve. Her first run always seems to be just, and then she really comes to hand and starts to charge at the line, and the good thing is, she shows she wants to be a racehorse, so she's in for a good prep.
Terrific. Warwick Bill, I ventured to the Wimmera region. We had 2 runners, both ran really well. First was run was PK. Just the tight tracks probably didn't suit both horses, but going into their preparation they had to race, and he flashed home for third.
It's very difficult this time of year, because you've got horses that are graded to certain levels or certain distances, and you can't really find the right races all the time, but kicking these horses off first up, you go to these places, and Warrigal's a beautiful track, but it's just got a short straight, 200 metres, so if you do get back, you need a lot of luck to get out and get going at the right time. He was just held up on the corner marginally, and his best work with his last 100 when he attacked the line, and we know he's going to improve off that, and when he gets on a bigger track, and with that run under his belt a little bit further, another 100 metres, like he'd be winning, you'd think, wherever we take him. And it was an outstanding first up run.
interesting, Harry's comments afterwards. It's amazing drawing 5 and drawing 7. If he draws 5, he probably is a pair closer and goes close to winning anyway. So anyway, I think there's an 1100 at Hamilton or 1200 at Hamilton, but we'll just have to wait and see. That track's on a swamp before we go there with him, but the big straight will suit him.
Definitely.
Subplane ran 3rd after a lovely ride from Jared Lawrence-Ernie just in behind him, but just his style of
he's
tempo horse.
He's another horse, like he run super to run 3rd, and I think all the owners would be delighted with his 2 runs, but he's been on 2 tight tracks, which really hasn't suited him. He's a big strider, he's a sort of get back, well, not necessarily a get back horse, but he's a mid-range sort of horse that can hit the line, and he's got a great turn of foot and a good finish, and he just needs 400 metres straight. So I think we just got to be very careful where we take that horse next start, and make sure we get him on a big straight and let him show us what he can do.
4th up 2,000 metres. It's his time to shine, Darren, if we can find the right race.
If you get him on the right track, he'll be winning.
Sunday, Revolutionary. Obviously, we had Pressing Matters that was scratched at the gates, but he's since worked okay up the hill track, so he needs to, I think, pass a vet's certificate to race. Revolutionary, well, you would have thought he was broken down the way he raced.
Well, it looked like we brought the wrong horse to the races. Like he won last start, and we went there thinking that he's up in grade and up in quality and all that. And he, at worst, you're thinking he's going to run top 5, and he runs last. But I think in hindsight, we got him onto the wrong part of the track. The rail was no good that day, and in fact, everything that raced around him near the rail, they were the ones coming home with the ambulance, and the ones that were in the finish were the ones that were 5 to 6 wide and on the better part of the track. So I think they just got the track wrong that day, and the fence was just no-go zone, and that's where we ended up.
He bought half the track home with him too, I think.
Well, he swallowed half the track, so it's just a forget run. Hopefully comes through it good, and he bounces back. Reports
were this morning that he seems fine at the stable, so he'll have another week or 8 to 10 days just getting himself right and find another race. Astrological of Monday, talk about an improved performance. We mentioned Artisano improving from one to the next start. Well, she was really good and finished 5th, beating 3 or 4 lengths, but her last 100 was terrific.
It was. I mean, her first up run over 1,000 was just way too short, and she was off the bridle the whole way chasing, and she was always going to weaken. I don't like seeing that in debutantes because it not only destroys the horse's confidence, but it destroys our confidence, Pete. But look, she got out to that 1,200, and she really attacked the line nicely, and I really liked her last 100. She's still a little bit new, a little bit green. You can see her just getting ahead on the side and looking around. And I think once she gets out to 14 next start, she's a horse that's not far off the win.
Yeah, I think they found a 13 at the moment. Anyway, we'll see how she trains on. But
that'll do, as long as it's not wet.
Yesterday you went to Sandown again, and you mentioned My Shiny Choice earlier. Well, he didn't have a lot of luck finishing 6th. I thought he battled on OK considering.
He ran good. Once again, it rained, and it took our chances away. If you watch it down the straight, he's got his head up and his feet are going everywhere. He just couldn't get a grip, and he wouldn't let down. I'm amazed he ran 6th really, but this horse, as soon as he gets on top of the ground, he's going to win a race, and he's going to pay $8 or $10. Mark my words.
Certainly still going well.
Mark my words.
2 runners in the race, a couple of races later in Corrigan there, who finished 2nd, and Clairvaux, who the race wasn't really run to suit him out the back.
Well, it wasn't a race, Peter. It was a walkathon.
Boat race.
It was a walkathon, like they walked. They didn't even go even time for the first half.
Well, full credit to Newell, who got away with it, I suppose.
Well, he outrode them all. But it was amazing that there's just no speed. So Clairvaux's got no hope because he's sitting back last. And as I said, I still don't know why when there's no speed we sit back last. Should have plan B and C. It's nice to ride back with cover and let them run home, but if they're absolutely walking, I mean walking,
they did pull up.
There's no hope, so you've got to go to plan B or C. So that's a forgive run. He hit the line all right. I was quite happy with the way he finished off, but he had no hope. Craiganair, good run. Craig found himself almost leading, didn't want to lead, but there was no pace. So that's where he ended up, and he kind of got pushed in by the Weir horse on the corner into the worst part of the track, and and then he just whacked away to the line, couldn't pick up the leader, who had it too easy in front.
Yeah.
I think Craig knew it, outsmarted them all. The rest of the riders should go back and watch the replay, and just, you know, have another think about how they should be riding in these races. But someone, you know, in the old days, someone used to take them on.
Did.
They're all too scared to do it now.
Yeah, because they're going scared of copping a blast rather than maybe taking a bit of initiative.
Yeah.
But he still ran terrific.
He ran super, and once again, he's better on top of the ground, and he'll be better over 2,000. I wasn't disappointed with the horse or the ride on him, but I think it's just a victim of circumstances, and I think once we get onto a good track, he'll bounce back.
Yeah. That covers them all, and I think there's some winners amongst them, Darren, going forward.
There's some very, very nice runs amongst that lot.
So, going forward.
4 of those horses will win next start.
Oh, he'll be far away, but I won't nominate him.
No, don't, please. Please.
Going forward, tomorrow, Friday, we can just tidy up all our bookwork.
Right.
Stay warm. Saturday, Stretch Dubai is going to run at Kilmore over 1,400, first up for Archie Alexander.
In the new stable.
In the new stable, yes.
Well, he's been pretty impressed with this horse, so looking forward to seeing how he goes first up at Kilmore. I must say Kilmore's not one of my favourite tracks. It's currently a heavy 8, and it's been raining, so I hope they run.
I think that puts a line through the other horse that's meant to be going there, Rocket Cod.
Yeah, well, he's not a wet tracker, so I doubt he won't run.
I know he was also nominated for Wodonga on Monday, so we'll know more tomorrow there. Sunday, took new trainers or a new stable, Dasher Maple, Paul Prushka.
Yeah.
Back to 1,200, back to benchmark 58, which he's never run in, so...
Yeah, well, we've moved Dasher Maple across to Paul Prushka at Horsham. She's obviously a 58-64 type filly and doesn't warrant being in the all-powerful Darren Weir stable at the rates that they operate under. She's a filly that can maybe win a couple around the bush, and she needs to be in one of these small boutique stables.
Yep.
And yeah, she kicks off with Paul on Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
And you're going to be there.
I'll be there, and Paul's got a plan to get her out to a mile quickly. So
who rides, Pete?
We've booted Dean. Well, I don't think Dean's been on it, but he might have been looking for the ride. But we'll just leave Holly on for a start at least.
Who's that?
Holly McKechnie.
Right.
Paul's partner.
Right.
Has had one ride on it for a third.
Yes. Well, now, Your Honour, just for the record, Dean Yandel was booked for the ride.
No, he wasn't. He asked for the ride. He was never booked.
Peter Morgani's decided to go with Holly. He did, Dean.
Oh, I reckon
Dean.
Few agree.
He's overruled me on this. Anyway,
you'll have to go ride some track work at Prushka's,
if you think Holly can outride Dean Yandel, good luck to you.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. That's what you said off camera.
Holly, you're on my side, or I'm on your side, one or the other. Sunday, are you going to sail?
No.
Shadow Griffo, you going to sail?
Yes.
It's not a bad little maiden, this one. You really go to sail on a Sunday and you just go there and just pick up the prize money?
No, not this time of year, mate. We're trying to win a race with this filly, just because if you haven't won a race, you can't get in the big races. So all these good fillies are going to these little maidens. And
there's form there behind Wanted Diva, which is one of ours.
Yeah, I know.
And there's
no walk in the park.
Hayes has got something there that's been run around in listed races. So,
they're all trying to win a race to get qualified for the 1,000 guineas, and that's what we're trying to do.
Well, if she can win this race, she's heading in the right direction.
So we're probably running in a city grade race at Sale for about 13 grand.
She's drawn best of a lot of them.
She's drawn well. John McNeil takes a ride because every other rider we had booked either going to South Korea or got suspended.
South Korea? What's on over there?
Well, I don't know why.
Not much fun.
Well, apparently Craig Williams has been invited to ride in South Korea this weekend. He's booked a one-way ticket by flight and he's coming home on the back of a missile, I understand.
I just thought that.
I don't think I'd be going there on the eve of spring, would you?
He's keen for his 5%.
I reckon there might be a big incentive for those blokes to go over to South Korea.
Yeah, good luck.
I'm not joking. You watch the races on Sunday, you'll see all these blokes over there.
Yeah, I'll just watch Sail. I won't worry about South Korea. This is a good thing there.
Well, anything with missile in the name, I'd be getting on it.
Well, we've got Rocket Cod, but he's not South Korea.
He'd be the slowest missile going around.
Unless you can dodge him. Anyway, so, yeah, well, I'll look forward to that race at Sail.
If we don't win that, we won't be going towards the 1,000 guineas because we won't be eligible. And, rightly so, we shouldn't be going there.
Yeah. Monday, Wodonga. Well, I don't. The fields aren't out until tomorrow, but Captain Harry is one that's
He's
definitely
supposed to be
going
going there, is he?
Supposed to be going
Where is
there.
it?
Wodonga, 1100.
Well, Neville will be able to drive down from
He's probably
Sydney.
closer to one.
He can do the post race. Come on, Neville. Get that Merc out of the shed.
Maybe Rocket Cod, we mentioned before.
Might go to Wodonga. Well, he was outstanding first up, Captain Harry.
Back me next star written all over him. Sorry, Neville.
Can't win.
All that, there was those three, PK, him, and there's a few come through those trials. I may have mentioned how we were a bit excited about it, how some of them trialled, but...
Think, babe, you were wrapping up.
Yeah, it was another one. Well, he's here on the bottom of the list, Darren.
Mornington we're going to Wednesday.
Yep. Benchmark 78, 1200 metres.
You going to come for a drive?
I can come for a ride, yeah. I've never been to Mornington races, actually.
No.
It's not my favourite track to sort of look at and punt on, but...
Well, it'll be a good day because we've got Dan Dino parading between races.
Right, yep.
And we've got Think Babe first up over 1200 and a benchmark 78 after an impressive little trial.
On a track that had suited him down to the ground, racing up on the post.
Now, please don't tell me you put Holly McKechnie on.
No, we'll give Dean a ride this time, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Just keep Holly to the 58ers and 64.
Because I reckon there's a bloke living in Balan called Brian Fellows who might be looking for you.
Brian, if you want to look at the jockeys, you can have it. He always rings Brian, who's on? In his voice.
Oh, good.
No,
I'll look
but it'll be
forward to
exciting to see him back, because he has come back.
There's a couple of nice chances there coming up.
He's probably, Shadow Griffo. Actually, the last three we mentioned, probably. I want to have a look at Streets of Dubai, but I love
his work the other day.
I love Archie's keenness to get him to the races. Just on that, we had Connery this morning trial well.
With Archie?
Straight to Hamilton in 10 days' time. So he's not mucking around with trials. You don't earn prize money at trials, Darren.
Do you reckon they'll race there?
I reckon it'll be a heavy 15 now. You want me to go and walk the track on the way to Casterton?
I reckon the bottom of Lake Wendouree would be drier.
Yeah, well, I see it's meant to be 18 and 19 next Monday and Tuesday. We'll need about 6 consecutive days of that to get anywhere near the snow range. But.
Excellent.
So, yeah, good chances there. Good runs last week. So, without a winner, it's been our first week for the season without a winner, but we still had some terrific runs.
We're a little bit unlucky. Because we didn't finish in front.
Yeah, a bit unlucky because they were just not quite quick enough.
Yes.
But 9 winners.
Can't really bag any of the rides.
I can't believe you just said that.
I know, but I'll make up for it next week.
Double barrel shotgun next week.
Now our next function, Pete.
Yeah, Caulfield Cup Eve will be our owner and horse of the year night.
And spring launch.
For our
homebreds.
At the Emerald Hotel.
Emerald Hotel again.
Popular place for racing
Caulfield
people.
Cup Eve. Come along and get the late mail for Caulfield Cup Day.
Yep. We'll have a phantom call.
Leading tipster, Gator Gately Morganti.
Oh, they're going to have the real Gator.
I can't afford him.
So I'll have to do some studying, will I?
Yeah, you can tip a few out.
Watch everyone go to Bedford and lay them all.
And so that's it. Yeah, so we'll get that out in the newsletter.
Yep. Limited tickets will be available, is that right, Dave?
Yeah, it's not a big venue, so there won't be a lot of room. There's no races that night, so it should be a good evening. And get in the mood for Caulfield Cup Day. Thank you to everyone who subscribed to our special last week and got involved in our Broodmare and Folded Dandino, which was oversubscribed by 3 to 4 times. As a result of that,
at 10:30 and it was full at 10:50.
It was too good a deal, but I think it's a good deal,
Yeah.
and there's nothing wrong with having a nice deal. So this week, I've managed to find another one.
Another one?
I've managed to find another mare there that I've got, also in Folded Dandino, and you'll have to read the newsletter for the details. All I can tell you is that she's stakes placed in America, very well performed mare. She's got a pretty smart young horse in training in Melbourne. We don't own it, but you did see it run home well the other day for Matt Laurie.
Where's Hunter?
Where's Hunter? Close.
Yeah, close. Now I know.
They're all at Mornington.
Yeah.
And I've got she's in Folded Dandino, and I'm happy for those ones that missed out to get involved. So we will put the details in the newsletter, and I'm sure that whenever that newsletter goes out, Pete, it'll be gone in 30 minutes?
Yeah, it'll be going out probably just after lunch.
After lunch.
Yes, so you'll be watching this and you'll have 3 or 4 hours to wait for the newsletter.
Okay.
And don't
ring me.
Don't subscribe earlier.
Don't ring me. Pete's in charge.
Wait for the newsletter.
If you send it to me, I won't look at it and you'll miss out. So you've got to email him.
All good.
All right. Well, Pete, until next week.
Yes. Happy punting. Stay warm.
AFL finals.
Yeah. Who you
Snow in the Newby Hills. Who am I tipping? I'm tipping...
tonight as we sit here.
Who's playing? The Crows. Easy.
Crows beat GWS.
Crows easy. Geelong over those Tigers.
Yeah,
I think they've won their last 14.
Yeah, I agree.
Against them.
Essendon and Swans.
Essendon and... Swans easy.
I reckon Swans will win the flag. And we have the other game.
Yes.
Probably doesn't matter, does it?
Who's in that?
West Coast? West Coast and Port Adelaide, so we don't care.
0 or draw.
I reckon West Coast might knock over Port, but
I wouldn't know.
No confidence.
I couldn't have. I don't reckon I've watched either of those sides play all year. I wouldn't know.
About 6 weeks ago, I took a double, Darren, for $10. Got 30 to 1
for
Storm and Swans.
Storm
Storm's
and
odds
Swans.
on, and Swans are basically second favourite.
Well, one of our owners has taken the Swans to win the flag, all up Tiberian to win the Melbourne Cup.
Hanging around him about 4 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon, first Tuesday, November.
And there's a young lady, Pete, lives up in Ballina.
Ballina.
That watches ATB every week. And she's involved in the ladies' horses. Name's Lex Teakle. So I want to give a shout out to Lex.
Yes.
She rings up occasionally. Lovely lady. And doesn't mind a bet. And she said, you know what would make her year?
You tell me.
If there was any hope that you could tip her a winner.
Or actually even get these videos to her.
No, she's watching it live next door.
Watch it.
On the laptop now.
All right, so we'll give her
She
a winner.
She rang Liz the other day. Lovely lady. Liz is going to go and see her. And she said, is there any chance that bloke, Peter Morganti, could actually tip her a winner?
Well, Lex, get on.
Doesn't have to be one of ours. Now you can't. Don't tip her winks, right? Because it'll get beat.
No, well, I don't know. No form guide here, but
please.
Shadow Griffo into Think Babe. How's that?
Well,
that's a double. That's two for the price of one.
All right, there you go, Lex. Now, I think if you have $20 on that and you lose, if you could just mail that ticket down, and we'll get you a refund. Off Pete.
I can't get a refund on New South Wales tickets.
we don't care, it's coming out of your wallet.
Yeah, right.
We'll take it out of his pay.
No, Shadow Griffo and Think Babe, you've got to collect it.
No pressure.
No.
Straight out.
Just doubles. Probably get, well, you're going to have about 3 to 1 each, two, probably 10 to 1.
10 to 1.
Yep, that'll do.
It's probably bets 500.
Well, it won't be 10 to 1 the double that she gets on. No,
anyway, cheerio, Alex. Hope you're feeling better. I know you haven't been well. But it's great to hear from you. And all the best with the Mafke filly.
Yes. And the Master Craftsman.
Yes, looking good too. Must say, just briefly, dropped in the papers to Michelle Payne during the week. And it was raining heavily. It had been snowing.
Still.
And it was very wet there. And I got out of the truck and one of the staff said, oh, Michelle's up there. And I looked up on the hill and I could see this person riding a horse in the rain. And she must have saw the truck and she come walking down on the horse. And she was just there casually riding the Mafke around.
Loves it.
And that was 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, most horses would be locked up and trainers would have been going home. And I said, what are you doing? She goes, oh, I love this filly. I just like to ride it around for an hour. Just teach it to relax, get balanced, go left, go right.
Yep.
I said, well, that's all good, but I hope you're not teaching it to go slow.
Relaxing it. Actually, I just on that, Christina got some more videos out, which will go out to the owners of Tennessee Gold, Mr. Moneybags, and who's the other one? Safety Dance.
Very well done.
And they were, good videos doing the road work, and it explains a bit about what you're talking about, how relaxing
it all.
Okay.
You're going to put a bit up here?
Just to finish off tonight's segment, if you want to wind us down, we'll just finish off with a bit of
here's Christina
Safety Dance.
Riding down the road. Till next week, I'm Darren Downs with Peter Morganti. Special thanks to our producer.
I'm not. And I'm like, yes you are. That's better, good boy. So what I like him to be is in self-carriage, which he is now. Just needs to be a bit lower in his head. He's built a little bit high in the neck, so I just want him to stretch. And when they stretch and round up, it's good to build up their back, because he needs to be as strong as he possibly can over the back, because he is a little bit immature looking. Good boy. And he's loved. He's a lovely boy. Seen his shadow, he's lovely and round. Beautiful boy. Okay guys, that's him. I'll speak to you next time.